Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixie Land. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we are in Judges, chapter 3. So let's jump in. These are the nations the Lord left to test all those Israelites who had not experienced any of the wars in Canaan. He did this only to teach warfare to the descendants of the Israelites who had not previous battle experience. That's in a bracket. It's very clear. The 5 rulers of the Philistines, all the Canaanites, the Sidonites, and the Hivites living in the Lebanon mountains from Mount Baal Hermon to Lebo. That's got a footnote of C. Or to the entrance to, Lebo Hamath, or the entrance to Hamath. They were left to test the Israelites to see whether they would obey the Lord's commands, which he had given their forefathers through Moses. The Israelites lived among the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. They took their daughters in the marriage, and they gave their own daughters and sons and served their gods. And archaeological evidence supports that. They said there's not a real turning point in the Jewish culture towards what we think of today as, Judaism being as strong in that culture as we see it today. That didn't really happen until after the Babylonian dysphoria. It's not until that time that you start seeing it being common in households to not have statues that are household gods to worship to, and etc. Othniel, I guess it's Othniel. I know that's a name, Othniel. The Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord. They forgot the Lord, their God, and served the Baals and the Asherahs. The anger of the Lord burned against Israel, so he sold them into the hands of Cushan Rishathaim. So Cushan, and then dash Rishathaim, king of Aram Naharaim. No, Naharaim. So Aram, Aram, and Naharaim, Naharaim, which has got a footnote of D, or that is northwest most Mesopotamia, i.e., because it would be west, I do believe that would be Iraq. Because Mesopotamia, northern Iraq, crossing over into the border of Turkey, geographically, by what we know today, to whom the Israelites were subject for 8 years. That's where Abraham was from, by the way, Mesopotamia. Evidence pointing to Iraq. But when they cried out to the Lord, he raised up for them a deliverer, Othniel, a son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, who saved them. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, so that he became Israelites' judge, or leader, and went to war. The Lord gave Cushan Rishathaim, king of Aram, into the hands of Othniel, who overpowered him. So the lands had peace for 40 years until Othniel, son of Kenaz, died. So, okay. And now we'll start the cycle, because while it is they have a leader who's going to hold them accountable and can lead them in war and etc., then they follow the one God, and without that they fall back. Ehud, Ehud. Once again, the Israelites did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and because they did this evil, the Lord gave Eglon, king of Moab, power over Israel, getting the Ammonites and the Amalekites to join him. Eglon came and attacked Israel, and they took possession of the city of palms. That is Jericho. The Israelites were subject to Eglon, king of Moab, for 18 years. Again, Israelites cried out to the Lord, and he gave them a deliverer. Ehud, left-handed man, Ehud, a left-handed man, son of Gera, the Benjaminite. The Israelites sent him with tribute to Eglon, king of Moab. Now Ehud had made a double-edged sword about 1.5 feet long. Got a footnote of G, or a cubit, or about 0.5 meters, depending upon your unit of measure. So, there we go. Which he'd strapped to his right thigh under his clothing. Oh, so he's got it hidden from them. He presented the tribute to Eglon, king of Moab, who was a very fat man. Well, that's just rude. After Ehud had presented the tribute, he sent on their way the men who carried it at the idols, or the stone quarries. Near Gilgal, he himself turned back and said, "I have a secret message for you, O king." The king said, "Quiet." Let's try that again. The king said, "Quiet." And all his attendants left him. Ehud then approached him while he was sitting alone in the upper room of his summer palace. Okay. And said, "I have a message from God for you." As the king rose from his seat, Ehud reached with his left hand, drew the sword from his right thigh, and plunged it into the king's belly. Even the handle sunk in after the blade, which came out of his back. Ehud did not pull the sword out, and the fat closed in over it. Wow. So like it got swallowed into his body. Then Ehud went out to the porch. Got a footnote in here. It looks like a B. Okay, so the meaning for the Hebrew word for this is okay. All right. And he shut the doors to the upper room, and he locked them. He shut the door, so he just like carefully and quietly closed the door, letting people think the king was just sitting in there, when meanwhile, he has a sword. His body swallowed the sword. After he had gone, the servants came and found the doors of the upper room locked, and they said he must be relieving himself in the inner room of the house. They waited to the point of embarrassment, but when he did not open the doors to the room, they took the key and unlocked them. They saw their Lord fall into the floor dead. While they waited, Ehud got away. He passed by the idols and escaped to Sirah. So S-E-I-R, which is seer, and then A-H, ah. All right, so S-E-I-R, seer, S-E-I-R-A-H, seer, ah. When he arrived there, he blew a trumpet in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went down with him from the hills, with him leading the way. "Follow me," he ordered. "The Lord has given Moab, your enemy, into your hands." So they followed him down, taking possession of the fords of the Jordan that led to Moab, and allowed no one to cross over. At that time, they struck down about 10,000 Moabites, all vigorous and strong. Not a man escaped. That day, Moab was made subject to Israel, and the land had peace for 80 years. So, okay. Shamgar, Shamgar. After Ehud came Shamgar, son of Anath, A-N-A-T-H, Anath, who struck down 600 Philistines with an ox goad. He too saved Israel. So now you get an idea of what Judges is. You get to hear about these stories, and sometimes they're, war heroes, and sometimes they're spies, and sometimes they're just people with solid judgment. So, until the next video, friends.